All righty. So Professor Todd's going to get everybody started here shortly. Hey, Caleb. Miss Tracy's on. Awesome. So like I said, Professor Todd will get everybody started in just a couple of minutes. Hey, fellas. Tracy and Caleb. Just you, Caleb? All right. Give me everybody else a couple more minutes, and then we're going to kick it off. All right. So. All right, team. So let's go ahead and get this up and rolling. We're going to bow in. Professor Travis will join us here shortly. And I'm going to get us loosened up with just some grappling drills. So let's go ahead and stand up and bow in. All right. Face me. Let's bow. Okay, so let's get our body loosened up first. Let's start with forward arm circles. Let's go backwards. Very good. Side to side right here. Very good. Okay, balance on one foot. Grab your toes. Bring your heel to your butt and stretch. Very good. Let's go to the other side. Grab your toes, bring your heel to your butt. Very good. Spread the feet, reach to the middle. Reach this side. Try to point your nose to your knee. Let's go other side. Lean one way. Lean to the other. Very good. Up on your feet. Again, your grappling stance right here. Work a little bit of footwork, some side to side, some forward motion, just a little bit of short, choppy steps, little movements, getting comfortable in your grappling stance, elbows in, working your hand work, your setups, your feints, shuffling side to side, some of your movement, feints, reaching for the gi, tie up, some half shots, moving that grappling stance. Very nice. From here, we're going to reach for our toes. We're going to get a good stretch. We're going to walk it out. We're going to do one push-up. Then we're going to walk our feet up to our hands. Then we turn around. We do it the same the other direction. Touch the toes. Walk the hands out. Push up. And repeat. Toes. Very nice. Let's do 10 push-ups on me. Ready? Push-up position. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Very nice. Have a seat. Let's go S-mount position. Side to side with your hips and your feet. Begin. Very good. Kick out. So kick, kick, S, kick, kick, S mount. Very good. Around the world. So circle your feet right here up in the air. Circle one, circle the other. Come up to S mount to the other side. So 2 big circles. One leg circles, the other one follows, and then you end up in S mount to the other side. So S mount, outside leg, circle, circle, kind of like a windmill move with the break dancing. Back and forth around the world. Good. Excellent. So S mount. From here, kick the mouth drills. So what we were working on Monday was focusing a lot on posture. So when we sit up, we use our posture to stand up and use the momentum, more like the athleticism, to kick the mouth. So when we kick, use that momentum to a quick kick and then right back down. Gives us a little bit more authority, a little bit better base with our posture, as opposed just to trying to stumble up and kick. It gives you a little bit off balance whenever you're coming back down. So whenever we're doing the kicks, Get the momentum. Use the arm swing. Just a quick kick, right back down. Kick, right back down. So get in this position right here. We're up on one knee. We'll just practice the kick where we slap our foot to our hand. Come right back down. Let's do 5 of those. Ready? And 1. Back down. 2. Good. 3. Good. 4. 5. Nice. All right. Then rewind. S mount. Swing to the other side. Ready? Pop up. The momentum and kick. 1. Good. 2. 3. 4. 5. Very good. Rewind. 1 knee down. 1 knee up. Swing your weight forward and hip bump. Then alternate. Knee down, knee up. Swing your weight forward. Hip bump. Hip bump. Good. Very nice. Plant your feet on the floor. Bridges over your shoulder. Make sure your hips come off the mat. Side to side. Bridges. Go ahead and go. Very good. Make circles with your toes, so circles outside, so like 1, 2, 1, 2. Let's go. Circles towards the outside. Circles towards the inside. Outside. Inside. Very good. Shoot those hips up. Lock down. Put that foot behind the knee and give it a strong lock down before you come down. So up, lock down. Come back, alternate. Up, lock down. Very nice. Shrimp in place. Exaggerate, turn on your side, plant the feet, and shoot the hip out towards the back. Recover, go to the other side. Back and forth. Shrimping in place. Go ahead. There you go, Tracy. There you go, Caleb. Excellent work. Let's go right here. Let's get our feet and our knees together. We're going to go up, and then we're going to twist our bottom part, like our hips and our knees, one direction. So it's up and twist, come down, then up, alternate sides. Begin if you haven't already. Go ahead. There you go, Tracy. Get those hips up off the floor. Pop them up and twist with as much control as you feel comfortable with. Doesn't have to be fast, but make sure everything's with control. There you go, Caleb. And time right here, guys. Finish off with a stretch. Feet together, butterfly. What time, coach?
I'm just waiting for this to be done. Whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
45 seconds. Yeah. Put one leg out, keep one leg in, reach for those toes. Flip it other side. One leg out, one leg in, and stretch. Okay, both feet straight. Reach for the toes. Got about less than 15 seconds left. Get a good stretch. Three, two, one, rest. And time, team.
All right. So I want to teach a technique I was teaching this morning with the morning class. A very basic technique, but with a few options that can make this like what we call white belt type technique, an advanced game that you can play at any belt level. And I'm talking about the scissor sweep position, or we call it sometimes the classic guard, right? Because it's not very advanced. Anyone can do it. But what happens is we run into an issue when we try to do the scissor sweep, because just that movement alone is pretty easy to counter, right? So when the opponent counters, I need to have some options for follow-up attacks. And there are several from here, but I'm going to show one that's pretty simple, and you can add it to your game right away. Okay, so when I have the position, Professor Todd, can you right here? So I find myself close guard, cross collar sleeve control. This sleeve, when I begin, I'm trying to kind of pull it toward my face like an upright row, right? So that way, whenever I unlock, I've got a lot of pressure and I can scoot out. And you'll notice here, my knee is across. This arm is still kind of in that upright row, looking at my watch, and my foot is on the hip, okay? And I'm controlling and I'm pushing. And we worked this position not long ago and looking at the different attacks I can do. But the one that we kind of all learn in the fundamentals class is the scissor sweep, right? Powerful sweep, very effective, where I'm controlling, I get a little motion going, and then I bring my leg down and I scissor my legs, okay? And when done properly and I'm able to get that position off balance, I land right in the mount, ready to attack. But what happens is, especially if I go with like a black belt like Professor Todd, he knows that he should not allow me to move his weight in the direction that I've loaded everything up on. So just kind of counter. So when I go for this, it kind of gets shut down right there, right? Now, a few follow-ups are kicking the knee out. See, that can break the posture, right? Turning so that I can take this arm that I'm working into an omoplata game. Okay, going for this, he's countering, not necessarily paying attention to his neck because he's thinking about his base. And now I can cross, hook in with my leg, pull him right into a position where it's dangerous for him to, it's difficult for him to counter that choke because his weight is here. So those are just a few options back and forth that I can do. But the one I want to show today is a little different. This one has to do with, the more I kind of do this rocking chair motion, the better my chances of threatening the sweep are. And he feels that. So he might use his free arm to push against my body and kind of prevent me. So you see this arm right here? Yeah, so now my rocking chair is kind of stifled. So here's what we're gonna do. Switch grips. 1, turn your body. 2, 3, sit up and grab the belt. Now I'm in an arm drag position. My knees are kind of stacked. I don't care about that because he's no position to pass. And then my two options are drag, jump on the back, or rocking chair, sweep. It's like a reverse scissor sweep. Okay, so the motion here without a partner is I'm on my side, okay? So you guys can go ahead and mimic this right here. You're on your side, you've got your hand in the collar, you've got your upright row hand. So this one is like kind of gripping and turning, this one turning here, foot on the hip. You're trying to sweep. And then for the motion of the counter sweep, we drag the arm, we grab the back, and then this is very similar to the around the world drill that we do in the tiger routine. I lift and kick, which is sort of like a partial around the world, right? I pull in like this, flatten out, kick, and then I land on the side. Let's look at it from another angle so you can see this. So, great way to start a match. Collar sleeve, classic guard right here. Because right now, Professor Ty can't do much until he either pushes my knee down, gets my knee out of the way, or gets rid of this foot. So I could actually, with this basic guard, give him some trouble. And by doing this rocking chair, I can still threaten my scissor sweep, my X choke, right? But a lot of times he knows that that rocking chair motion is bad for him. So he'll use his free arm to push me, right? He wants to distance himself here. So grip. And look, if I just pull, I can't pull through me. So I twist. You see how that gets rid of that arm? I twist my body, release, come up, grab the belt. All right. Now from here, I drop my foot. I can kick my leg free, and I can jump onto the back. And it's kind of a body triangle. It's not hooks in. I've got my hook here, and I would start attacking the neck pretty quickly. Or let's look at that other position. Okay, I got this position pulling. Now he can't really stop my rocking chair because he doesn't really have his hands on me. And I'll sit up, rocking chair. You see how I kick there? Keeping this grip with the arm and keeping the belt. So now I can come up. And I really like to go right for this paper cutter choke. Arm under his near arm, grabbing my fingers inside the lapel, thumb inside this lapel, dropping all my weight, elbow to the floor, and opening the neck for that choke. Anytime I can take that near arm away from the body, then that choke is there. So, a lot of times we think that around the world drill is, just for guard recovery, right? But there are applications for sweeping movements as well. So the way we can do that one, again, is 1, 2, 3. Okay? Being able to change directions of your angle that you created allows you to threaten sweeps left and right. Whereas if I'm only trying to sweep them that way, that's pretty obvious, especially to a black belt. I mean, that can be obvious to like even an advanced white belt or blue belt. They feel all the pressure going in one direction. They're like, oh, it's trying to sweep me this way. They just counter by leaning and pushing away. And then it can be very frustrating. And I can change the angle and threaten to sweep left and right. Now, my game becomes a lot more dynamic. And so we talk about threatening submission and position, right? Threaten a better position. When they counter, go for a submission. Now I want you to think about making that a little more nuanced, is making sure that when you threaten like a sweep game from your guard, that you can threaten left, right, forward, backward, and the submission game. So that's the basic idea of that. Now I want to show one more idea. And I actually filmed the technique this morning, and it'll be available on the members site, so you guys can log in and check this out. It's basically the same sweep from the feet, right? And this is a judo throw. I don't know which came first, the sweep or the throw, but it is pretty much the same technique altogether. Okay, it's just when you do it from the feet, you have more power because you have gravity, that is gonna work with you. So let's check this out. Okay, so typically we're kind of in our max. A lot of times we get these grips. They're pretty standard, right? Collar, sleeve. But many times I like to change it up and try to get a different grip. I can anticipate sometimes that he's going to try to grip me, right? And whichever side he grips with, I'll try to intercept that hand and then turn. And by turning my body, I've got this 2-on-1. This hand is going to the belt. This hand is pushing into the waist. Now, what are the two techniques we did a moment ago? We went to the back, which I can do right here. Or if they're crowding and trying to square up with you a little bit, right? Now, I can do my sweep. So look, I just placed my knee the same way that I did. My foot is on the hip, hand is across. I'm gonna hop across to create a very centered angle. One-legged descent and now we're here. I know he fell off the screen a little bit. But we land in the same position. And now check it out. I got this arm. Sometimes I'll kind of use the chin. He might want to roll away from me. I might use my chin a little, punch the arm through. There's that grip behind the neck. Here's my grip. Thumb in the collar. Sometimes he knows the danger. He tries to block my hand. No problem. Pin it with my own head. Okay, thumb in the collar. Drop all my weight down, elbow down, and open up to finish my choke there. Okay, so the reason I wanted to show both of those is I think one of the most important concepts that you can embrace in jiu-jitsu, whatever belt you are, whether it's day one or black belt. Some of these ideas I haven't even really put together until I became a black belt, is to simplify jiu-jitsu. I don't know how many moves there are. Thousands and thousands. There's new ones every day. The sport's over 100 years old and they're still coming up with new techniques. But you can categorize things and make connections in a way that helps you understand when you learn something new. So, a question that you could ask when you do a sweep on your back, like you're on your back, you do a sweep, you put the other person on their back, ask yourself, is there a way to do that from another position, like on my feet? And in this case, that sweep and then the one that I do on the feet are virtually identical, except for how we start off. One I start on my back, one I start on my feet. So those are the techniques I wanted to show you there. Great counter for the scissor sweep. When they counter you, I can turn it around on them. But let's open it up for a few questions. And very small class today, so I mean this can really be like semi-private lesson for you guys. You can ask anything that you want, and don't be shy about asking something very simple, something very advanced. It can pertain to self-defense, mixed martial arts, whatever you guys want to do. And it can be about the technique we did or about anything else that you'd like to ask. So we've got plenty of time. If not, I can move on to a couple of other techniques. That's fine as well. But would either of you like to look at anything specific? Any specific questions? You can't hide among the crowd because there's only two of you. Go ahead, Caleb.
I had a question. Yesterday, the move that we were doing and we needed to close the gap, what exercise can I do to slide forward better? Do you remember?
Yes, I think I do. I think we were working from kind of going into what we call a deep half guard position. But really, it doesn't matter so much what the position was. I'll show you a drill that will work for dozens of kind of exchanges, right? And I call it the reverse shrimp. Okay, so let me demonstrate right here, and you can kind of see what that is. So,
sorry, Caleb. We'll get right back to you.
Yeah, sorry, Caleb. Good job, Tracy. Tracy owned that question. Jumped right in the front of the line. that's why you got to have that mute button ready. So earlier, Professor Todd was one of the drills you guys were doing was the shrimp, which is maybe the most common movement we do in jiu-jitsu, especially on the ground, on our back. We are always shrimping, whether it's 1 foot or whether it's both feet or just a little adjustment or a big adjustment. I'm just doing that like it's a rewind button, right? So here, I start on the, like at the end. So many times with the shrimp, we start here and we push away. So start here and pull yourself in, right? Now, if you wanted to do this, there's a couple of ways. If you have space, you can forward shrimp or reverse shrimp in one direction for a while. If you have like one little area, maybe a living room, then you just do the stationary shrimp, but you exaggerate that part. So I'm going to show you, I'm going to back up a little bit so you'll see kind of how I'll travel. And I like to do this sometimes with one leg, right? One leg to really help. And you see when I pull myself, I landed on the other side. Stretch, other side. Now maybe you don't have a ton of space, right? Maybe you got that much space. Just turn around and do it again. I'm on my side. The bottom leg is the one pulling. This leg is kind of kicking me forward, and I land on the other side. Right? If I just try to drag myself here, I feel glued to the ground. This top leg is part of the momentum that I need to get myself going, right? Let me show one more time. So I'm lifting up, and this leg is going to like kind of reach out. And you notice how I land? I've completely changed sides. Now, what is that the opposite of? Shrimp. Shrimp, reverse shrimp. So here's a drill you can do if you were like in a 6 by 6 foot room and you had no room to move around. Pick one leg, stand on your side. Shrimp, and the whole point is this foot never touches the ground. I've got to land all the way on my right side, all the way on my left. Right, left. And then just switch it, right? So now I can go this way. So shrimp, back and forth, right? So does that make sense how I can travel in one direction, like switching, or I can kind of go forward and backwards, almost like I'm hitting the rewind play button on my movement, just one position. And you'll feel like one leg, the leg you're moving with, that hamstring is going to be burning, right? It really is. And just try that movement. And don't beat yourself up if you don't get that complete, like all the way here, right? Just if I get a little bit, that little motion, I'm doing it. I'm doing the motion, and you continue to add more, range of motion as you get better and better at the movement. Does that help a little bit, Tracy? Awesome. Good deal. All right, Caleb.
Hang on, Caleb. Unmute yourself, buddy. There you go.
I'd like to see the arm drag to the back from the scissor sweep again.
Yeah, no problem. Let's see. What's the best? This side, I don't think we did. So, yeah, it's kind of a different type of arm drag, right? Typically, when I arm drag, I'm kind of turning my body. Like if I do a traditional arm drag, I'm kind of turning my body, this way. I'm starting here, but I'm already starting that way. So here, I'm already in this position, and I have this kind of rocking motion going. This allows for so many options: for picking the leg up, for sitting up, loop choke. I mean, you can do a lot just by not allowing your partner to plan what they're doing. And when you start getting a lot of movement going, many times they react by kind of stiffening up their base and trying to stop the movement. And that's what actually makes sweeping easy. So if he puts that hand out, and I'm waiting for that hand to go to me. If it doesn't go there, I'm going to it's kind of specific when I'm annoying him, he wants to just push me away. That's what I look for. Keep the collar, grip here, and now look, if I try to pull his hand right here, there's no way. Okay, he's probably got he might have a grip or he's just got a strong base. I'm not pulling it. So what I'm doing is twist. See that? I twist and then I sit up and go. And then as far as going to the back, I just drop my left foot and I just kind of like pull and hop up. I keep my left hand on his sleeve, right? So I can hop up like that. Kind of a fast movement. If he stays low, doesn't want to give me the back, he's just kind of crowding. This is where I start to walk the chair again, and
Boom.
right there. And now he may try to, like, there's a lot of momentum for him to run away, so don't let this arm go, or he's going to get away. Pin this arm right to your chest, pull the belt to you, right? So pull this down, pull the belt to you, and come up, and put your shoulder right in the neck. And now you've got him pinned. And then, like I said, that paper cutter is very available in that position, right? Is that making sense? How that's working? Good. Good. Yeah, I love, like, the longer I train, the more I enjoy revisiting techniques that I learned as a white belt, because there's this stage in jiu-jitsu, you know, depending on your personality and, you know, how drawn in you are to, like, fancy techniques. There's many times a stage, it's all ego, where you learn something new and you want to replace the old, right? Okay, those are old white belt moves. They don't apply to me because now I'm a blue, purple, or brown belt. And what happens is most of the best black belts that I've seen, with the exception of a few, are winning a lot of their matches with basic techniques. They use some tricks to set it up, sure. But where are they getting the finishes from? The mount, the back mount, the side mount, right? So the main thing to take away from that is that when you learn a basic technique, that you try to find a way to make that move work against somebody at a higher level, somebody your skill level. Can I do a white belt move against a, like, purple belt? Or better yet, like, for Caleb, like, do that to a brown belt, right? Or a black belt. So anyway, I can talk about that forever, but yeah, it's more of like a mindset. Try not to just, not all about adding more and more moves. Do that too, but try to make those white belt moves or those simple moves, try to get so good at them that they work at a higher level. Caleb, do you understand that move though? Feels pretty good? Understand? Okay, good. Okay, so you see how that technique works from the guard, how I can apply that from the standing. Any other questions you'd like to look at, either this move or non-related? Caleb's dog is owning the show here. Tracy, no more? We have someone else chiming in. Nariam, unbelievable. Oh, he's driving.
Oh, great.
All right, well, keep your eyes on the road, please. I don't know if you're just trying to get class credit while driving, like chime in and then turn it off. And there you go, got my attendance checked in. All right, well, let's build upon this this game a little bit. And here's the homework for everyone for right now. What time do we have? We got a little bit of time. I'm going to show one more idea here. And then I want everybody, then everyone has to, except Nariam, because he might get in a wreck. I want you to have a question you're going to ask. It can be any question, related or unrelated to what I show. Or I want you to tell me something that you learned during class that makes sense to you, that you feel that you can go drill, practice, and get better at. So it's one or the other. Everybody's responsible for that. Okay, let's go back to this technique. Explore this. So again, we move out here, and again, guys, like I said, this is maybe my favorite way to start the guard game. This basic version, right? I like to upright row here, even if he's gripping my belt or something. I still, look, he's got my belt, and still move his hand. Many times break that grip. And even if he hangs onto the grip, it's not the same pressure. Here. Lift, feet can go down if you need to, right? But I'm not just flat on my hips. Whether it's foot on the floor or feet floating, he's carrying my weight. So there's never a good opportunity for my opponent to pin my legs and back away. He's always feeling that weight. And that's what you want. You want to feel heavy to anyone that you're going with, right? All right, so this is going to be a little bit tricky. I'm going to change my position of my foot. You see my back leg kind of wiggling through here, right? I'm going to change the position of that because he might be thinking about the scissor sweep, so he kind of, anchors himself down. He may be tucking his chin in because I've already been threatening the choke, right? And this elbow might be tucked in, so there's no omoplata there. And he's not pushing, giving me that counter arm drag. He's real balled up. I love when they do this, right? Because they think they're so safe. So all I do is just switch my foot from the outside. I'm going to try to move my leg just so you guys see. This leg will stay here, but just so you see, this foot, my right leg, it switches from the outside to right between his legs, okay? So we're here. I'm holding. He's tucked everything in. He's like, you're not going to get me. 1, 2, 3. And that's a hook sweep without having to get the traditional belt grip or overhook that we use, right? So we teach the hook sweep. We call it the hook sweep because it's your hook, right? Your leg, we call it a hook. That's typically what I'm using, kind of between the legs. And my arm is either grabbing around the waist, maybe grabbing over the arm, maybe grabbing the belt, but I'm usually starting in a big seated position. And then I'm holding the wrist and I'm going there. And to get to that position, many times, like I said, I'm sitting. So when I'm here, he's many times thinking about the threats to me, maybe attacking the arm or the scissor sweep. Attacking the arm, scissor sweep, or he's worried about me coming back and doing some type of triangle choke or something open guard related, right? So, just simple. When I feel him ball up and he's like covering everything up, his posture is kind of broken voluntarily because he tucked his chin and now he just wants to avoid that. Hook, my other foot to the ground and to the outside, and then a little sit-up rocking chair. Now he'll probably hang on to the half guard here. I don't care about that. I keep the collar here. I come up. I turn it into a cut-through pass. This way. Right? So I landed here, come up, turn it into a cut-through pass. That's the grip I've had the whole time. My knee can either cut through, but usually I keep it kind of on his stomach because he wants to get to his side or he wants to try to move whatever. You're going to be good right here, right? If he stays flat, cut through. If he thinks, I'm going to get to the side, like turns to the side, he's laying right on top of the choke. And that's the choke right there. So you see how my wrist is right under the neck. So he has to kind of choose, one bad choice or the other. The choke is obviously the worst choice, but sometimes they forget about that wrist. They think, half guard, I've got to turn to my side and kind of like grab around the waist, and then it's just simple. Right there, choke. And if he knows that's no good and he stays away from it, he doesn't, he kind of stays flat this way, then just relax, pass the leg. You can come right back into the knee on belly, and then you can go take that choke. A lot of times there's not much they can do about it. So, one of my favorite games to play from that basic classic guard position is combining your threats. Scissor sweep, arm drag, reverse scissor sweep, choke, loop choke, just kind of push, pull. And when they ball up, like, don't give them anything. No arms, no neck, no side-to-side sweep. You just change the placement of the foot. And you got a great sweep option right there. All right. Okay. So now, and Nariam, did you park or are you driving like real steady? Or not? You didn't hear me. All right. Okay, guys. So let's hear it. Either a question or share with us something that you learned that you feel you can apply to your jiu-jitsu and to your improvement. Who would like to go first? Go ahead, Caleb. You are the highest belt. You should. You're still muted. I got you. All right, you're good.
Yep. One of my favorite sweeps from guard is the scissor sweep, and I don't really have a lot of other options as far as other attacks from that position. So the thing I learned the most that I can't wait to try is when you're in that position and they push on your hip to switch from the one hand to the other and twist and drive that hand down and then jump on the back. I'm very eager to try that.
I can probably think of, I don't know how many times where you've tried to put me in the scissor sweep, and you've caught me a few times, but other times I've really had to do just that. I've had to like push to get you away because your game is really strong there, Yeah. But it was also one of those like, oh, I know what he's doing. I'm just going to defend that. And because I shut down the first option and you didn't go for a second one, I was able to keep my balance. So,
right.
Yeah, this is definitely something you can add to your game.
Yes, definitely.
All right.
Can you show what it's Tracy. Can you show what he just said? Because I'm very new, so I don't know.
He was just talking about the same technique that we practice with the arm drag, right? So I'm going to show it. I don't know if I showed it from this angle, but normally in class, we can walk around and kind of look at everything, but I'll give one more angle. So this is the position, right? And the sweep that Caleb likes to do is the scissor sweep, right? So, and the way that works is my legs are they're crossing over. My right leg pushes into my opponent. My left leg scoops out the leg. So left leg, I'm holding here to hold. Then I drop this down. I stretch and I kick my leg. That's the original threat that we're looking to do. And then when I attempt that and partner's giving me pressure to push back, that really kind of nullifies my movement. I don't have that pressure, but I can reach this arm. See what I'm doing there? I'm just trading hands. Okay, reach this one. And anytime I can drag someone's arm across my body, they are very weak in their upper body. They don't have the ability to push on me or control me because I have an angle. And I'm sitting up and grabbing around the back. Now, if Professor Todd tries to move to his left, he's blocked. If he tries to move to his right, it's just pointless, right? And then I'm free to move around. When both arms are on one side of my body, I'm free to come up. It's almost flat now. This is where you can choke your partner. You can do all the things because you're on their back. And then the other option there, if he stays a little bit, maybe lower or whatever, is I just load him up onto my leg. You see that? And I just drop him off my leg. And now I get up on top. So it's all the same techniques that we drilled earlier, but like everything in jiu-jitsu, you have to kind of soak up whatever idea you can take from it the first time, practice the movements that you can, always ask questions, and then you know, before too long, we'll be able to practice live, and then you can try it live, and you'll feel that resistance in what you're against in a real match. But does the basic idea of cutting the legs across like the scissor sweep, does that make sense to you, Tracy? Okay, Darium, what did you learn during your 7 minutes of being online in the car?
Like a butterfly sweep or hip sweep.
Oh, the hook sweep from the.
Did you say? Oh, you said that's the one you feel like you can add to your game.
Yes.
Okay.
And that choke that you add into it as well, about how it's underneath the chin.
Which one? The paper cutter?
Yes, sir.
Okay. You know the paper cutter, right? Okay. Good. All right. So, okay, we got just a couple minutes, but we're just about done. I want to make a quick announcement. I'm going to send out a video here shortly. It was delayed because we were pretty unsure about what the governor was going to say in terms of when we can open up and all that. But it's pretty firm now. Anything could change. It seems like things change day by day. But for now, mark your calendars for May the 18th. That is our official open day. Now, Caleb, that's not our everybody gets to just spar and things are back to normal day, unfortunately. We still have to do the social distancing. We still have to take precautions. We're going to interrogate you a little bit at the door. Like, have you been running a fever? Have you traveled? We're going to use that forehead thermometer gun on you, check your temperature, and then we're going to say you got to go wash your hands right now before you can come on the mat. But given the situation, I think we're all pretty comfortable with those standards. And there's a spectrum of students that don't want to come back until there's 4 working vaccines. And then there's students that are like, I don't care, man, let's just train. And we're going to do everything we can to be as safe as possible while still being allowed to participate and move on the mats. And we're going to keep the online classes going. So if you're not part of the group that wants to return, we're going to keep these classes going for at least the rest of the year, hopefully indefinitely. And what's great about that is if you are traveling like years down the road or you're not feeling well, but you'd like to jump in and be a part of the class, you'll have that option as well, okay? So keep that in mind. Saturday, we're doing a team run at Kickerillo Park. We're gonna meet there. We're not gonna high five or any of that stuff. We're gonna all stay separate, but it's gonna be really nice weather. It's not gonna be too hot. I sent out an email and text. I sent out another email with the information on that. If you plan on attending and you haven't sent me an email already, send me an email or a message of some sort letting me know that you would like to be part of the team run Saturday, 11:30, Kickerillo Park. It's right over here off 249 near Louetta and Cypress Wood. And that's that, okay? Any last minute questions before we bow out?
Are we gonna do that 25% rule, or like we can just like
25? Are you talking about when class returns?
Yes.
The way I understand it, and again, this could change because we're not going to break the law or do anything unsafe, but 25% capacity for this location is quite a few people. I don't think it's going to exceed a normal class size. Likely classes are going to be smaller than usual anyway, because not everyone's going to come back. We're going to set up markers on the mat that are like 6 to 8 feet apart, maybe more than 6 feet because you might have to run off, use the restroom and all that stuff, right? So we'll give everybody plenty of space. That's the one benefit of having a huge facility like we have is we're not in a crowded space. And so 25% of our occupancy is quite a few. I don't know the exact number off the top of my head, but it's quite a few. So from what I understand, yeah, it is 25%, but for us, 25% is a lot of people, at least given our space. I don't think it's not going to be like, okay, the first 3 that make it in can train and everybody else has to go. We can accommodate quite a few. All right, guys. Great class. Thanks for the questions, positive energy, all the feedback. and look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Let's bow out. All right, team. Ready, steps. Attention. Good job, team. All right. In class at the Muay Thai here in a few minutes.